Chester Turner Killer. The South Side Slayer, a true crime documentary. Los Angeles, the 1980s and 90s, a city on edge. The crack epidemic was tearing through communities, gang violence was at an all-time high, and a serial killer was lurking in the shadows. For nearly 2 decades, women were disappearing in South Los Angeles, their bodies discarded in alleys, abandoned buildings, and near freeways. No one knew the monster responsible, until 2007, when DNA finally revealed the horrifying truth. Chester Turner, one of the most prolific serial killers in California's history. Uncover the darkest crimes, shocking mysteries, and real-life investigations. Welcome to Fame Files, where truth is more terrifying than fiction. Fame Files cover all the true crime stories of the whole world with you on this channel. Stay connected with us and keep watching daily true crime stories on Fame Files. Act 1. A City in Fear. Between 1987 and 1998, at least 14 women, many of them vulnerable, living in poverty, some struggling with addiction, were brutally murdered in the same small area of South LA. The victims were often strangled, their bodies left in alleys, behind dumpsters, or in abandoned buildings. At the time, police believed that multiple killers were responsible, as Los Angeles had already seen several serial murder cases, including the infamous South Side Slayer, a name given to what was thought to be one killer but was later discovered to be multiple predators hunting in the same area. Interview with former LAPD homicide detective. Detective. There was a pattern. The victims were all women, often in high-risk situations. But with so many murders happening and limited forensic technology at the time, it was difficult to connect the dots. Act 2. The Crimes of Chester Turner. Chester Turner was no stranger to these streets. Born in 1966, Turner moved to LA as a teenager. He was known to be a drifter, spending time in motels, shelters, and living a transient lifestyle. To the outside world, he was just another face in the city. But in reality, he was a cold-blooded predator, stalking his victims under the cover of darkness. His first known victim was Diane Johnson, found strangled in 1987. Over the next decade, he would continue his spree, targeting women in vulnerable positions, often assaulting them before taking their lives. Interview with a crime expert. Crime expert, Turner blended into the community. He wasn't the kind of serial killer that stood out, he used his environment to his advantage, targeting those who were overlooked by society. Act 3. The Arrest and DNA Breakthrough. Narrator. In 2002, Turner was arrested for an unrelated charge, rape. He was convicted and sentenced to prison, but at the time, authorities still didn't know he was a serial killer. That changed in 2004, when DNA from several cold case murders was tested against the national database, and there was a match. Chester Turner had been hiding in plain sight. By 2007, investigators had linked Turner to at least 10 murders. In court, prosecutors laid out their case, revealing his brutal methods and the tragic stories of the women he killed. Narrator. The trial was harrowing. The families of the victims sat in the courtroom as the prosecution described how Turner preyed on women who were simply trying to survive. In 2007, Chester Turner was convicted of 10 murders and sentenced to death. But the story didn't end there. Graphic showing updated information. In 2014, more forensic evidence connected Turner to 4 additional murders, leading to a second trial and another death sentence. In total, Chester Turner is believed to have killed at least 14 women, though some investigators fear there could be more victims. Act 4. The Aftermath and Legacy. Narrator. Chester Turner's crimes left a lasting scar on Los Angeles. His case exposed the failures in the justice system, the overlooked victims, the mismanaged investigations, and the tragic reality that it took decades to bring him to justice. An interview with a victim's family member. Family member, my sister didn't deserve this. None of these women did. We just want people to remember their names, not just his. Narrator. Today, advancements in forensic science have helped solve many cold cases, ensuring that killers like Turner can no longer hide in the shadows. But the lessons from his case serve as a grim reminder. Justice delayed is not justice denied, but it can never bring back those who were lost. Narrator. This has been Chester Turner, the South Side Slayer, a true crime documentary. If you found this story compelling, please like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth investigations into the world's most chilling criminal cases.